Hello, back again with another video. I am Rayne's mom once again. I am back to give an update. So today we went up to Johns Hopkins in Baltimore, MD, to see a pediatrician because I was trying to get my son Rayne into the Johns Hopkins, I guess it's psychiatrists or psychs people. They do the evaluations for kids with autism or any other developmental delay or syndrome or whatever. So they test for all that there. So I was told that I had to establish my son as a patient through Johns Hopkins, one of their clinics. So we were able to go to a clinic. I think it was on Brenton Avenue in Baltimore, MD. So we went there today. We kind of made it like an all-day trip because from where we live to there, it's quite a ways away. So we went there today. I saw a pediatrician. She had me fill out, like, you know, you get those questionnaires when you do like those well childs or whatever. You they ask you like, does your son like or your child like mimic you when you make a sound, or when you point, do they look at where you're pointing at? If you like call them, do they respond to you? Stuff like that. So basically I had to say no to a lot of those because my son does not do a lot of those. They said, can he climb like on a monkey bar at the park or something like that? I had to put no, but he can climb up and down the stairs. Like that's the only thing he can climb. He can climb the couch. He gets pretty dangerous on the couch actually, but he can actually crawl all the way up to the top to where he climb up to the top to where he can fall off the back side of it, but we don't let him do that. But he doesn't climb monkey bars. He doesn't climb slides. Like he doesn't climb trees. He doesn't like do any of that. So I had to put no there. I think I did put yes for climbing because he climbs stairs and he goes downstairs, so I put yes there. But like that could have also been a no too, but he does that. So anyways, I did the questionnaire, so they had a lot of questions like that. You know, they asked him like, who was I, his mom. I had to sign some release forms so they can get medical records from like the hospital he was born at, and his previous pediatrician, which is closer to where I live, because we live quite a ways away from Johns Hopkins. So we did that. They took his vitals and stuff. They were talking to him. We couldn't get him on a scale because I guess the scale was broke. It wouldn't like, every time we would put him on, the scale would like go back dark, like with no numbers on it. So I guess I just told her like he's 53 pounds. She was like, okay. So then the doctor comes in and sees us. She's asking me some questions. She asked me like, was I there for? Like if I had any concerns. And I was like, heck yeah, I got some concerns. I was like, my son is almost 2.5. He's not talking. He makes sounds and stuff, but he doesn't talk. He has sensory problems. And he's showing signs of autism. And I was like, I know of people who have kids with autism. I follow groups on Facebook of people who got kids with autism. And I also see a couple of people on YouTube. They have families with kids with autism, different types, all different like autistic spectrum disorder levels or whatever. Some are high functioning, some are not. Some are verbal and some are non-verbal. So I was suspecting that my little guy had autism, and I'm like, I'm here to establish as a patient here because I was told that they won't accept me at the hospital until he's a patient with one of the pediatricians through Johns Hopkins. So she was like, okay. So I was like, I'm looking for a referral to get him evaluated because I think he has autism. I'm very suspicious of it. He's almost 2.5. I don't want to wait any longer, and the doctors in my area are neglecting him. So she was like, okay. So we got everything that we went there for. Like when I say I'm so happy, I was like so hoping that we would make it there on time, because we thought it was gonna be like an hour and a half away, but like we was like deep in Baltimore. Like we had to go across the downtown area, past the big tall buildings, a couple of miles out, and then like around the corner. But we got there at 3:35 is when we were parking across the street, and we were actually looking at the building. We had to go inside. So I get Rayne out, put him in a stroller, I stroll him upstairs. So we made it in time. It was a very nice facility. My son started to freak out though, because he heard a child screaming. I don't know what they were doing to that kid, like giving the kid a million shots, but the kid was not very happy. I think it was the baby. So my son was like shaking really bad. Like I could see his hands, like, and he was like, and I would like try to like soothe him, and he would like grab onto the stroller. So he like knew something was up. He was like, all right, what the heck? Like when I was taking him out of the car, he was already looking around like, where am I at? Where are you taking me? Why is dad not going in? Why are we crossing the street? Like he was very aware. He was like looking at like his surroundings. It was cute that he knew that he was somewhere that was not his house, because he really doesn't like to leave the house. His house is his safe place. It's where he wants to be. He doesn't care to be out. He hates large crowds. I was explaining all this to the doctor, because she was asking me about like him. Tell me about him. So she gave us a referral to the clinic, the referral to like the people that are through Johns Hopkins, like the big hospital. And then she also gave me a referral to that particular Johns Hopkins clinic, because there's a couple of clinics throughout the state of Maryland. So we went to the one in Baltimore. I think there's two in Baltimore. We went to the one that wasn't connected to Johns Hopkins. So there's one that's on the hospital grounds, and then there's one that's like maybe on the opposite side of the city. So we went to that one. It was on Brenton Avenue or Brenton Street. But anyway, so we got there's a nurse that works there. She wasn't there today, but I think she said she'll be there tomorrow and like Thursday. But like we couldn't go back tomorrow because like we just got back, and that was like an all-day thing. We picked the kids up from school around like, I want to say like 12:37. We made it up. It only takes us like 2 minutes to get up to the school, and then we picked them up, and then we was already like thinking we was gonna be late, but we got there in some decent time. Of course, we didn't hit traffic or anything, so that was great. But there was a nurse lady there that works through that particular clinic, and that's the only clinic right now out of all the other clinics, I think she said, that does the on-site autistic testing. So there's a screening that they do that takes like 20 minutes, and I think it's something new that they just came out with. But it's at the clinic that we're going through. So next time he goes on September 14th. I think that's like a Friday, and we have to be there at 4 p.m. The latest was 4, because we was already booking it from where we live to Baltimore, because we was thinking we was gonna be late, because we didn't know it was like 2 hours and a half. We was thinking it was like a quick little hour and a half up the street, but no, it's not. It was like deep. We was like deep in Baltimore. So we know next time we gotta make more time to get there. But anyways, the lady said we're gonna go on September, I believe it's 14th, which is maybe like 2 weeks from now. And then she's going to evaluate him, and if he tests positive, if his test comes back like he has autism, she's gonna I guess step out and call Johns Hopkins Hospital, to the psych department or whoever does that stuff, and be like, all right, I got this kid named Rayne. He needs to be evaluated like right now. So instead of waiting 6 months to a year, because she said the waiting list is like super long for the testing, instead of us waiting 6 months to a year, because that's how long it is, we're only gonna have to wait like 1 or 2 months. So she said between a month and 2 months for him to be evaluated at the hospital, because once they find out that he went through her and she did her evaluation and he has autism, then that's when she's gonna call up to the big hospital, which is like across the city, and be like, all right, you guys know who I am. I have a patient. He needs to be seen like right now. You need to put him at the top of the list like right now. So we already gonna have a diagnosis. Like if he's autistic, he's autistic that day. We're gonna know he has autism or not autism. And then once they give us once we get into the hospital, they're gonna do more in-depth screenings and stuff, like I guess evaluation with him. And they said they have a room and it has toys, and they have the doctors and people there that's gonna help him. It's gonna be comfortable for him, little couches and stuff, they said. So they're gonna be able to see how he is in like the environment. So I kind of hands down know he will test positive for autism, or his test will come back that he has autism. I just don't know like if it's high functioning or if he's gonna need to live with me for the rest of my life or his life, which I pray he doesn't, because I'm not gonna live forever, and God, I don't even want to know what's gonna happen to him if I'm not around to take care of him. But we're not gonna speak that. We're gonna be positive for him. I'm hoping that at least if it's like something like high functioning, because I guess if you have high functioning, I guess those are the guys that like can still go to college, they can still have families, they can still have a normal life, and they don't need nobody to take care of them, but they still do have their like tics and sensory issues and stuff like that. But like we discussed like what he eats, like she did some blood work because she thought there was some things that was concerning and alarming. She was alarmed by his weight. She was not very happy about that. She said that his weight was very concerning because he's 2 and he weighs 53 pounds. So she was not happy that he was like, she was nice, but like she was saying like he obviously he was overweight, which I know that. And I asked her about my car seat situation because he's in I think it's called a 5-point chest harness or whatever. So he got the back to his car seat. He has the headrest that goes up or whatever when you grow, and then the shoulders could like rotate or whatever. So she's telling me that if he surpasses 65 pounds, that we would have to put him in like a booster with a regular seatbelt around him. But until he's 65 pounds, I think we can safely buy a car seat without the harness, but we can just put the seatbelt on at the top and put it on him. But he'll have a back and he'll have the headrest, but he just won't have the harness and where the seatbelts connect in between his legs, because it's bruising his inner thighs because he's such a big kid. And then she even mentioned about if he has his diagnosis, they can help me get a car seat that's specialized for him. And then I told them about the bed that I wanted. It's by Cuddly Safe or Cubby Safe. It's a little website. I had a GoFundMe set up for that, but I told her that it wasn't really profiting anything. So she said that once we get to where we need to be, they can try to help me get the bed and the car seat, but we're going to take one step at a time. But she said my medical insurance should be able to help me, and they should be able to get me the stuff I need to get that, because I did mention that I was trying to get him a bed because he does wander around the room at night, and I just don't like that. And sometimes the door can be cracked, and I don't want him all through my house and getting hurt. So these are just some updates. I'm so thankful. I'm so thankful to the good Lord up above that he was able to allow us to go there and get everything we asked for plus more. That the drive wasn't in vain. That the drive was worth it because we had to drive quite far to get there. We found out there's a facility that's closest to us. It's like maybe an hour from us. Because we ended up almost having to travel like 3-4 hours just to get to Baltimore. So yeah, we was traveling far, but maybe not 3 or 4, but like it was close to, it could have been easily 3 hours if traffic was bad. But there's a clinic, they said it's in the next county over from us. So it will only take us, depending on traffic, it could take us like 45 minutes to get to where we need to be, or maybe even like 50 minutes. But if traffic is bad, I'm sure it'll be closer to like an hour, you know, just to get to where we need to be, which is just the next county over. So they did say there was multiple clinics through Johns Hopkins in different areas of Maryland. So I'm happy to know that we have one closest to us. I just have to figure out which one that is, and if we want to switch, or if we want to make the Baltimore trip once a year or every 6 months, like we can, because my son also has to have a specialized dentist, because the one here, they like literally opened his mouth, he freaked out, and they were done. They weren't even trying to like clean his teeth or nothing, and they still billed us for that. And I don't know how my son's teeth are right now, but they said they have a I was also told by the doctor to take him to University of Maryland. They have a really good dental office there that specializes with kids that for that specializes in kids with autism. So it should be something easier than taking him to the local dentist office. Even though it's a pediatric dental office and they're really nice, it's really fit for kids there, but it's just not for him. So in order to make his environment like safe and like doesn't stress him out, we're gonna do everything we need to do in Baltimore. So I've already talked with Dad. We're gonna have his dental office there. So we're gonna try to schedule all his appointments on one day, so we can go to Baltimore, be gone for the day, and just come back, and then make that like a 6 month or once a year thing. So he could get the proper help that he needs, and then the kids, they'll still have their local doctor, because these local doctors around here do not help him at all. They're not good for him. So yeah, I'm just glad to give you guys an update. I don't want to drown this video out too much because it's probably already past due. I would like to say thank you once again for following Rayne's journey. We also have a Facebook page, Rayne's Journey, on there as well. So yeah, thank you for watching, and don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. Bye.